Back in 2021, I bought a van and I had the idea to paint it completely by hand with a paintbrush. I knew nothing about auto body design or painting cars, and I just thought I would try and see what I could do with some acrylic paint. So I started with a car that I bought off a old security company. I gave it a wash, and I was living on a property with a nice little acreage backyard, so I took it to the back of it, and the first thing I wanted to do was paint it white. I initially tried spraying it on, but that was not giving it the texture I needed, so then I started to just hand paint it, and this took a lot longer than I thought, and probably took a few hours for a few days just to get that first coat on. I kept putting some hours in, and then every time I look, I would make a few feet of progress, and I would kind of go till it gets dark out. So it's a lot of fun, but this part definitely took longer than I thought, and I was definitely ready to start painting and actually putting some designs on it now that the first coat was on. At first, I just wanted to put some designs on, some of the ones that I did a lot in my other paintings, some faces, some different kind of styles that I knew would be able to get me a good amount of color and a differential of color so that I can fill it in later and at least see what I'm working on. This is where it started to hit me that this would be a much longer project than I anticipated. Thought I would be able to have it fully done in a few weeks, and that was not the case, which ended up turning to be a good thing because I quite enjoyed this process. It was a great way to unwind and enjoy being outside in the summer. I bought the car in the early summer, and I was working on it until about November. And I remember it was about to be rainy season, and I felt the pressure a little bit about needing to get it done before it's rainy most days, so I was doing some nighttime painting when it was still warm out and drying nicely. You can see it's shiny a little bit, and I used a spray coating on it that works for automotive paint, and I was worried that it would ruin the acrylic paint, but it actually didn't. And the nice part about this project taking longer than I thought is that I was able to see that the coating was actually lasting pretty well, and there were no chips, and even when it did rain, the paint was not running or getting smudged away at all. This is where I started to get a little bit nervous that I wasn't going to have as many ideas on certain aspects that I wanted in the painting or on the van, and I didn't want it just to look like all my other paintings I had done with the same aspects, same kind of parts of it. So this is when I was posting on TikTok, and I had this series where I wanted to have some ideas and try to paint emotions or memories of people. And let me preface this by saying I'm not a painter by any means. I started painting as a way to cope with some negative feelings, and I just liked throwing things together. So I just put that on TikTok, and people started commenting on certain things or certain aspects they wanted on the van. Some people had it to remember loved ones by, some people had it to remember tough times in their life or remember happy times in their life. I posted one video asking people to say good memories or good people that they want remembered on the van with things they liked or things that reminded them of them. And this was good to kind of get me over that feeling like I had a bit of a block in creativity. So then I would paint something for someone and post it on TikTok, and it kind of motivated me to keep going and fill up the van. And this is where I started seeing it really come together. One side was looking like it was coming together. As you can see here, the sides really, this main one, I liked the blend of colors. I liked the way that it was coming together. The other side was looking a little bit more bare. So I thought I'd just add some color, add some aspects into it. I needed to fill some of the smaller spaces, like up in the door, that little vertical part. And then I added some larger aspects with different colors that I wanted to pop. By now it was getting really satisfying to look at. I like seeing the one side almost completely full, and I knew that I just needed to add a few more details. I was doing a lot of night painting. It started to get dark a lot earlier, and I was starting to get a little bit nervous because it was now coming into the rainy season. So I knew that once that season hits, I would probably only have a few hours a week where I could paint. And even if I did, I'd need enough time for the paint to dry. I didn't have any type of covering for the van, so I knew that I had to take advantage of these moments in the middle part of the fall so I could get it done. So you can see it really coming together now, and the spray finish coating was working nicely. I wanted to test a little bit with seeing how it would look if it was dripping. So I tried adding some water to one piece as it was drying, and I liked the look of it in a small part, but I definitely wouldn't do it for the whole thing, especially depending on how it mixes with the finish. So now here I was just adding some more texture and more colors. I noticed I had a lot of blue on this side, so I wanted to add some oranges and some lighter colors to go with it. I liked the way that the purple was looking with the orange and blue. This is the part where it gets sometimes a little bit tough to match the colors because I don't want to have too much of one close to another, and it's almost like a puzzle trying to fit where the colors work. I liked using a bit of white space and having some designs on their own, and then kind of filling it in that way. So by now the van was wrapping up. I knew I had only a few more hours left of painting and finishing, and this is how it turned out. I was really happy with how it turned out and how the colors were popping on it, and it was a really fun project. So thanks for watching, and I enjoy being able to share the projects that I've been working on, and I'm wanting to do more quite soon here.